Hello, my name's Jason and welcome to another episode of me talking about my master painting. Yeah! So let's get the video on and let's talk about it. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. There's Clive. Me and Clive looking like old masters. So I'm at the point doing the hands in this episode. I'm doing, as you probably know, I'm doing a portrait of Susanna by Rubens, and Clive is doing a painting by Thomas Gainsborough. I was going to say Constable then, but no, he's doing a Gainsborough, and yeah, it's a real challenge to do this picture. When I said to Clive, "Oh, let's do a master painting. Let's have a go," I wasn't really thinking. I just wanted to challenge myself, and I'm always thinking ways of challenging my skill level because I've never really been able to paint something as difficult as this. I've done some difficult paintings, but never of this scale, and so, oh no, it's out of sync. I tried to speed this up, but for some reason it's gone out of sync for the me mixing and me putting paint on. Oh, I don't know why. I had it spot on, but never mind. It's sped up anyway. So as you can see then, when I was moving the brush along, I was seeing if I've mixed the colour right, and I'm just checking and checking the darks as well. And I do a lot of this all the way through this picture, checking my colouring, and I don't get it spot on. I get it close though, and yeah, I'm using Naples Yellow, white, Cadmium Red. I'm using some Umber, burnt Umber, and yeah, of course Cadmium Red, because Cadmium Red's in a lot of the paintings, so yeah, gonna use it. And I got a little bit of Ivory Black out there as well, just to dull my colour a little bit. So my method my method of madness with this picture is just go for it, and there's no real system, I guess. It's just a matter of at this point I'm like looking at darks and lights and just throwing in colour, and it's as simple as that really. Mixing and then checking and then putting the colour down and hooping and getting it fairly close, because the closer I get it, the less work I have to do afterwards, because I'm always thinking now that once it's dry I'll do another layer, and then I can build it up. I use glazes, or I can just do wait for it to dry and then just paint on top of that. I'm just keeping hydrated. It's been so warm in the UK, so I need to keep having a drink. So I'm just looking at the darker areas and throwing in some colour. Keep sitting back having a look, and I try and get my reference picture as close as possible to what I'm painting, because the further your eyes have to travel, this is my theory by the way, this is not something that anyone's said I know of, but my theory is the further my eyes travel, the harder it is to keep the information in my memory. So I consider that when I'm setting up. So I think, well, the less distance my eyes travel, the better, and the more accurate I could be. That's my theory. So I want the reference right there, as close as possible, and try and get it in line so you can use the sizes as well, which I try and do. It just helps you that little bit more. So yeah, I was thinking about it, because I used to have I still have two easels next to each other, but I used to put the picture that I'm trying to copy on one easel, and then I'd paint on the other, and I'd be going like this, trying to get it right. It's like watching a game of tennis. You're following the ball, dong, 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 and and by the time I'd gone from looking over here to looking over here, I'd forgotten exactly what I was looking at. So I changed my tact, and I was like, right, I want it as close as possible, so I can just look almost without looking very far. So in this, if I sit back and have a look at the two hands, I can see them both, and just move my eyes up and down, because they're both in my frame of vision. Then I just eyeball it. And it just works for me, it works better for me. Yeah, I was throwing a bit more red in the colour there. Hands are difficult to do, and but then again, the way I see it, everything is. So just treat the hand the same way as you treat everything else. Just take your time, work at it. When you've got reference though, it's just like painting anything, isn't it? So I didn't worry about the fact that I'm painting a hand, really. I didn't think, oh, hands are hard or anything, because painting a face is hard. Hands is just as hard in my eyes, so it doesn't worry me. And I do make that little finger a bit big. And I need to rectify that at some point. I've been this video is like only a video behind really of where I am, because I've just filmed myself doing some more work on it, but which I'll try and release as soon as possible, because I'm being a bit slack with these videos. I've been doing so many other things, and I haven't been editing enough. So I thought, right, I'm going to try and set it up so I can edit fairly quickly using my webcam rather than using a video camera and messing around converting files and stuff. I thought I'll try and video it like this, so then I can do it quicker, so I'm not messing around really. I haven't really perfected my workflow of making videos effectively. I need to improve that, because doing paintings, I love it, and talking about painting, I really enjoy it as well. But editing is a bit tiresome at times. Clive will know about this. He's edited a few videos. Sometimes things just go wrong. The audio will go wrong or something, and you're like, oh, why isn't this working? So I'm always trying to work out the best method for that. So as I slowly get the hand in and keep checking my colours, I noticed I needed a bit more red in the fingernails. I was actually quite surprised at the red in the fingers. Well, I don't know why I was surprised, but the red of the material is being reflected onto the fingers and creating the shape of the finger. And yeah, I was quite surprised at that. I see I use my fingers a lot to blend, and I do that with oils, and when I try and use other materials I do the same thing, and with acrylics it doesn't work for me. I can't manipulate acrylics as well as I can oils, so I like using acrylics now and then though, to be fair, but oils I just feel a bit more comfortable with because I've used them the most, really. And they just have that nice feel to them. I should have had my sitting back having a look mug out. It's a bit bigger, but it's in the fridge. I've put some juice in it, cool it down. So I've taken the reference picture off because I need to paint the rest of the hand. And the other hand is slightly darker, it's a bit duller, so I used a bit more red and a little bit of burnt umber in there. And I would say Rubens would have made the front hand lighter than the rear hand on purpose. Even if the lighting didn't show that, I would say he would have done that anyway. Even if both hands were lit almost the same, I would have said that would be a good trick to do as a painter's trick to make that hand stand out. Then you'd have more light on it. Because sometimes if you like put two hands like that, probably be almost the same lighting on both hands. So by changing the lighting on one, making it a bit brighter than the other, it makes it stand out a bit more. So it's you can do that with trees as well. I might do an episode on that. I'm going to be doing a lot of landscapes soon. Oh yeah, I'm just checking it, using that reference and going whoop 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 whoop. My nice little flip book technique. So yeah, can't remember why I was. Oh yeah, I was adding little bits of lighter colour and then realising I was going too light and having to darken it again. I do that a lot. I was using a thin script liner brush there, just to add the redness. So when I'm doing the painting, I'm listening to music. And I have a local radio station on and it plays all the classic hits. So I'm there dancing away while I'm painting. You get some songs on there that I've never heard of, but they're really good. So I need to darken that bit, so throw in the colour and then I can just highlight it. You're always thinking of your process. When you're doing a painting where there's a lot of work to do, you got to think of your process always. Like if I put some dark in there, when that's dry, all I need to do is add highlights or highlights and shadows. So one way, like I did there, is add a mid-tone, and then I know next time just add some highlights and maybe shadows if it needs it, because you need dark to create light and you need light to create dark. It's the old yin and yang thing. You need both to work together. So I'm just mixing up my blue. If you watch one of my previous episodes, I bodged up my blue colour because I put too much water in my mixture and it made it a bit milky. And I didn't know about the Artisan thinning medium. Well, I did know about it, but I forgot about it. And if you use that, then it doesn't make your paint milky, so I should get some at some point. But when I went to the art shop recently, they didn't have any. Which was annoying. They never have anything that I want. when I wanted to get some oil painting primer, they didn't have any. So I added a little bit of linseed oil in with my colour because I'm using the fat over lean technique, so you always add a little bit more oil to each layer, and that's simple as that. I tell you, when I first got told fat over lean for oil painting, my brain almost exploded trying to work it out. So yeah, she's taking shape, and I'm starting to feel like I can do a good painting now. So yeah, that's my typical mixture of Ultramarine Blue and Cerulean Blue with white, and it's become my favourite go-to pair of colours for skies. It just works. That blue of the sky, those two colours, it works so well. So yeah, as I've been studying master paintings and the processes, and I've been looking at other painters other than Rubens, of course, and yeah, it really fires me up to paint. If I read a little bit about master painting, then that's where I'm like, right, I need to get the paints out, or I need to do a drawing now. I'm so hyped up. But yeah, battling all the way on this one. I've said before, warrior mentality, and that's exactly what I'm thinking. Because I could be thinking in my head, why don't you just have a rest, have a snack, watch a bit of The Walking Dead or another program that's on, and I'm like, no, I must work on this painting, and then I can use The Walking Dead or something else that I like watching, like Better Call Saul or something like that, and I can use that as a treat. So if I do like 2 hours of doing 2 hours of painting, then I can say to myself, well, when I've done 2 hours of painting, then I'll watch a TV show, or then I'll put my tea on, or then I'll go to bed. But not until then. So yeah, it's all about motivating yourself. I'm using my soft brush there just to smooth it out, soften it a bit. I do like doing this. The only thing is, you get it so perfect, and then you start painting again and you blob some colour. There's me dancing, I told you. I can't remember what track that was, but I was loving it. You see the secret life of an artist. Dancing like this in front of the canvas while you're bored or whatever, with the paints out. Because I'm loving it. I'm only doing the blue, I'm blocking in the blue, it's easy. And start looking at the face, and actually in the next episode you'll see me change the face quite a lot, because I'm in the process of refining the face. And then I was like, well, let's crack on with these little pinky things, ribbony things. I'm using Cad Red Yellow, and I'm going to be honest with you, I did them too light, because I don't know why, but my printouts on some of the colours were quite pinky, quite light, I like that. But then on another printout, the colours was quite dark. And I was thinking to myself, I mean, after I painted this, I thought to myself, well, that's not right. These are a bit too light. And then I have to darken them all. So I was like, well, if I was Rubens and I was painting this, I'd probably use the same red I used in the material to paint these and just do them lighter. Unfortunately, Jason, when he painted this, didn't think like that. He thought that my printout was right, and how could the printout be wrong? And I don't know why it's wrong, because the rest of it's right, except those bits. And anyway, I changed it to the colour that I think it should be. It's kind of a waste of time to see me do this bit. But it just shows you the process, you know, putting in the colour, going, pink, put some pink there, yes, pink there. Yeah, so when you've done a lot of work on one painting, like this one, doing a lot of work on it, you start to, when you sit down and you're like, well, I've got a lot to do, and sometimes you can it can put you off. Your brain starts thinking, oh, I've got this to do, I've got to do that, I've got to do that eye, I've got to work on this, I need to get this sky right, I need to do this right, I need to get the boobs nice and perky. And I need to get the black material looking right, I need to get the hands right, I need to do the ring, the earrings, and your brain just starts going, oh, no, you're never going to get all this done, and it can actually put you off doing it, and because you overthink it all, and then you've got to sort of push that out of your brain, get the warrior back, and the warrior mentality goes, right, I'm going to paint this bit, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do the ribbons, I'm going to get it right, and then I'm going to work on the next bit. You see, my inner warrior is much better than my inner, I don't know, lazy guy. And it's a battle that you've got to win. The warrior's got to come out. It's the only way for me, for motivation. My inner warrior comes out, and he does it. But then there's my childish side as well, and he enjoys doing pictures. Listening back to this, it's going to sound crazy. Oh, the many internal battles of Jason. So it's good when you look at your picture and you think, oh, I've done all that, wow, it's looking good. And recently I showed someone the picture, and she looked at it and she was like, oh, I didn't realise you was that good. And I was like, no, neither did I. Amazing what you can do when you put your mind to it and spend a little time on a painting. You could do it as well, where I'm not making out that I'm some miracle worker that can do amazing paintings just like that, because I can't, but you can. With a bit of time, bit of effort, you can do just as good as me, probably better. Because I'm not a talented artist, I am a hard worker. I work hard and I keep at it, and that's it. Being consistent is the key to getting better at anything. And I don't believe in talent, I've said that before. Oh yeah, I got the reference going. Look at the colour of the image when I move my big shoulder, look at the colour of the image at the top image, and then look at the bottom image. Talk about throwing me off. There's two colours there. I was like, what's going on? Why is it printed it out like that? I can only think, because there's quite a lot of red in the lower image, that the ink was more used by the time it printed that bit out. So therefore there was a little less red coming out. That's all I can think of. Because they're parts of the same image, so I can't see how else it would go wrong. I don't know. But anyway, here I am, really boosting the colour. Boosting the colour to make it more like that, more red in it. I was cursing myself a little bit. It's like, what have you done? Why did you do it so pale? Now I've got to put more colour in it. And I start looking at the darks. Start putting in new dark bits. Just using a bit of Ivory Black. A bit of red paint on my thumb. Some of my brushes are really worn. I really need to get some new ones again, because some of them have had it, but I keep using them, and sometimes I get frustrated with them because of they losing their shape, and I'm like, you're going out. Why did you go flat? Why did one of the hairs go bing? So when you trying to do a fine line, you get an extra line. Oh, the importance of getting a new brush set. New brush set. New brushes. I need some new brushes. I think a art company should give me loads of art materials. Because I'm such a big star. I'm joking. Unless there's someone who owns a massive art company and they want someone to try out their painting equipment, yeah, I'll do it. Me and a million other people would do it. So here we go. So I recently went to a local museum to look at their paintings in there. God, they got some good ones. Some real crackers, and they're not massively known artists. I mean, some of them are. There's some big names in there, but some of them are kind of unknown, really, in the scheme of things. We're not talking about a Rubens or a Constable or Gainsborough. We're talking like lower down, but really good in their own right. I mean, some of the buildings in these pictures. I was looking at the brickwork and the plants and the people. I mean, these paintings are amazing. I like going to the gallery because it's another way to motivate myself, because you don't go around looking at amazing paintings very often, and you don't see many people doing paintings unless you're looking on YouTube. You don't see many people out there painting plein air or anything. Not here. Don't see anyone painting, so it's kind of it's like you have to go back in time to a museum and see these paintings displayed. And I do like seeing the masterworks. They have some cracking ones in there. I mean, the buildings. It's made me want to do some building pictures, actually. I'm going to do some. I haven't done many episodes on buildings. I haven't really done many episodes on a lot of things that I should do. Next month, things are going to change though. They really are. Might shock you actually. It's going to shock me, that's for sure. So now I'm going to start putting in the mid-tone again. I'm doing the same idea now. I'm starting to think, put mid-tones in, and then I can add highlights on top. Sometimes I just paint all in one go, like I did the ribbons, and sometimes I think, well, I feel like if I put the mid-tone in, then I can come back another day and do the rest. The only problem is that that happens. And what I was thinking is, if I did it like that, then the red would be dry and the yellow would be dry, so I'd be fine for adding the white when that area is dry, so you don't have the issues of the paint mixing, basically. So the only reason really we do oh god, nice view of my jumper. The only reason you do like layers with oils is because of that, because you don't want your colours to mix together. You want to be able to paint comfortably and happily with no issues. Suddenly my nose is very itchy. I was out gardening again. I'm growing all these plants because I want to have some plants to paint, basically. I want to paint some flowers. So there we go, there's that bit done. Still doing it. And moving on to the other bit over here. Just a little bit of a ribbon there, so I didn't bother sticking it on. I just looked at it. I'm not sure why there's not as many ribbons on this side to that side. I mean, it does say that this painting was unfinished, so I don't know if he was still working on the composition of the picture, or I don't know. I'm sure somebody knows, but not me. But yeah, I'm quite happy that those ribbons are done. Made me feel good to get them done, because they was it just fills that bit in, and then once I start doing the bits around the bosoms, once I've done that bit, then you know, most of the areas hasn't got paint on, has got paint on, which is a happy time, because I like to see every single area covered in paint. It means that I'm getting closer to ordering a frame for it, which is what I'm going to do. See what it looks like in a frame. I think it'll look pretty good. It'll look quite grand on the wall. Needs to go to a stately home or something. I use my finger a lot painting. You've seen me doing it a lot. And sometimes I'm like, look at my hand and there's all different colours. I think, oh, this finger's not got anything on, so I can use that one to blend. And that will have some on. And then once all my fingers have got a bit of paint on, and I use my thumb. And then I use a wet wipe to wipe it all off. It's pretty funny. So yeah, there we go. That's as far as I got, pretty much. Just adding a little bit of light there on those bits. And yeah, there we are. That's the painting, and it's coming on nicely. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and there'll be another one on very soon, because I need to get them edited and get them out there so you can watch them and enjoy them. And so thanks very much for watching this episode, and if you'd like to send me a message, go on my Facebook or comment below. If you'd like to support the channel, then check out my Patreon page, where you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. It just helps me out with materials and things, really. And then you could also get a t-shirt or a mug. I'm loving the mug and the t-shirt, actually. And you can get them on my Society 6 page. But anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in another episode. Cheers, bye.